Hi, and welcome to Wrong Way. And this is the Hero Rider S8 scooter. So let me tell you more about it. Wrong Way. First of all, also huge thanks to Hero Rider for reaching out to me and sending out this scooter for testing purposes. This is not a sponsored review, but I did receive a scooter from them that is for me to keep. So you need to keep that in mind. By the way, Hero is also a really new company, and they are probably looking out for distributors around the world. There's already Hero Rider in the USA, but I think there's no Hero Rider in the EU yet, so feel free to reach out to them. Maybe you'd be interested in a cooperation. Hero currently has two scooters in their lineup. One of them is the Hero S8 with full 8-inch tires, and the other one is the Hero Rider S9, and the S9 I like a lot more. So the S8 and the S9 do share a lot of features, but they also have some differences. Well, first of all, let's talk about similarities. So the scooters come with a 48-volt system with a battery size or capacity of either 13 amp hours, 16 amp hours or 21 amp hours. I received the version with 13 amp hours. So this is a capacity very similar to the Speedway Mini 4 Pro or Speedway Leger. The bigger batteries though are already bigger than the smaller version of the TechLife X7 or the 010X. So these are pretty portable scooters with possibly a very big range. One of their main features is this LED RGB light that shines across this whole glass or plexi panel on each side, and you can also control it via your phone app and select one of 16 million colors that Hero advertises in their marketing material. So this is pretty unique in the scooter world. But another thing that's really unique is this square handlebar stem. So that's a thing that I see first time ever implemented on a scooter, and people were asking me, like, is it easy to carry? And we'll have to check on that, because we have to fold it, and to fold it you just get this lever out. These two bars at the bottom just lift up, and then you can fold the scooter. Let me just do it with the other hand real quick. So once the scooter is folded, it clicks in place. And indeed, it's a bit bigger than a usual stem on a scooter, maybe a bit less comfortable to carry, but nonetheless it's doable. And I don't know if it looks cool or not. It's certainly different than other scooters. So to lift it up again, you need to lift it up, and it needs to click in place. Now, I'm not the biggest fan of folding mechanisms in this spot, because once this breaks, your scooter will fold and you will fall. I like stems that are folding here, so the wheel doesn't suddenly fold when the mechanism gets broken. Maybe for portability it's a bit better, but definitely I like folding stems more than folding whole driving columns. It has a 800 watt motor in the rear, which peaks at around 1600 watts. It's not really that powerful, honestly. It just reaches a speed of 40 kilometers an hour, which is a bit slower than the Mini 4 Pro. And in terms of acceleration, it's also, well, it just does the job. It feels quick or responsive because the tires are so small. These are 8-inch non-pneumatic, yes, non-pneumatic, super wide, full tires, but it's not like a monster. If you come from a Xiaomi M365 Pro, maybe you'll feel the difference, but there's a lot of stuff out on the market which is way quicker than that. So the top speed here, once again, around 40 kilometers an hour. The gradability tops out around 12 to 13. You can see the tests now. Here we have a small uphill part. Let's see how it goes. Okay, still accelerates. We'll check very soon how steep that is. This was 7 to 8 degrees, so yeah, I guess it definitely should do this kind of climb. Let's make the test. Yeah, I think this was around 10 maybe. On Hero's datasheet, it's actually written that the Hero can take up a 25-degree hill. Now, I'm certain that it cannot do this, but I just want to show you how it would look like if it tried. So that is 25 degrees, believe it or not, and let's try. Oh, sorry, once again. Not even close. Okay, so we have found an 11 here, and I think that this is actually the limit for the S8. Let's just see if it can go up a 11 degree steep hill. Hup. Yeah, so it barely goes up 11 with a 75 kilogram rider. These are mechanical brakes, 140 millimeters in the rear and in the front. Once again, not really the best experience here. Sadly, the rear rotor was already bent when the scooter came to me, and I couldn't exchange it for a new one because they didn't have them in stock. They have a bit of a different mount. So essentially the rear brake doesn't brake, but the front one does brake, and it's fine. One issue I have, with this sort of design is that you can really easily damage the rotor down in the rear and in the front, and that is what makes some higher curbs or just off-roading stones really dangerous for this scooter. And in the review on electric, I saw that Mikey was telling the viewers that this scooter is good for off-road. Like, forget about it. And look, if you brake hard, oh, it brakes actually. It was stony here. Let's see how it brakes on grass. Let's try to brake here. Ooh, it actually goes to the side. It's so bumpy. It will just, yeah, you'll be dead after a off-road session on this one. And because these tires are so wide, they can also throw you off to a different direction. I would really be afraid to use the scooter off the road. Oh man. Oh. No, don't use the don't use the scooter over road. You have to see how it looks from the side. When it comes to the deck, it's pretty long, actually, really comfortable. I think it's more comfortable than a TechLife X609, in my opinion. And it also has this cool designer, with plexiglass rear footrest, which is, good enough. I'm really happy that it's here. It also has like this cool patterns here that look really modern. These are also up in the front. That's pretty nice. And it also has suspension, and it does work. Like, the thing is that if you just demonstrate it on video that it works, it seems like it's good, but I think it's actually not that good, or maybe just the combination with the full tires makes it really uncomfortable. Like, I think that the main issue for the vibration and lack of bigger comfort is the hard tire compound in the scooter. Compared to a 08X or a Wide Wheel Pro, the tires are just way harder than the ones on the 8X and the Wide Wheel Pro. Like, even on bigger bumps, the suspension is really not giving you that much better of an experience of the scooter. In this regard, I like the S9 way more. I think this is definitely not a comfortable scooter, nor a scooter for every weather. Now, Hero advertises the scooter as IP54 and IPX4 water resistant, so it should be resistance against some small water splashing or rain. But the thing is that like here's a cable that goes inside, and I do not see any seal from the outside. I was trying to make a photo to see what is on the inside, but yeah, there's just dirt ingressing there, and the same thing is on the other side. Luckily, up in the front it looks really well sealed. I think there's no danger of stuff coming in from the front. I don't know about the motors, so, you know, we would need to disassemble the motors to do that, which I obviously won't do. But if you want to see the deck from the inside, if it's clean, then just, you know, hit the like button. If this video gets, well, maybe 300 likes, yeah, 300 likes until Tuesday, then I'll disassemble the Hero S8 and the Hero S9 video. So if you want to see that, you know, just hit the like button. There's no, you know, particles or anything from the inside of the plexi, so this looks pretty cool. So yeah, I mean, in terms of the deck, I really need to check it, but, you know, could be waterproof. But the bummer is that the mudguard here in the rear is, you know, it's just a joke. I was so wet after doing the range test. But I saw that Hero is already working on that. They provide like a extender here, which looks, well, mediocre, but it certainly will do the job. So without any extender, I would never ride this thing in the rain. And the same thing is in the front. The mud just gets splashed up in the front into the stem and onto my shin guards and my feet, and, you know, I'm already pretty dirty even though it's not raining and it's pretty like just damp outside. It's not really wet. And the problem is with these tires that they don't have too much grip when it's wet. I would never recommend riding a scooter, you know, fast in the rain, or riding it at all in the rain which has full tires, because it just doesn't have the same amount of grip. You can slip really easily, and especially with these super wide tires that have pretty much just a bit of tread, you can slip easily on cobblestone. In a turn you can slip easily. You can slip easily everywhere, especially a bit higher speed. I would never recommend riding this scooter in the rain, especially riding fast. So yeah, that's that. Well, it has a bit of pickup. Like, don't mind the speedometer, I just, you know, didn't properly adjust it. I mean, it's zippy, it accelerates, I mean, sort of okay. Like, I mean, as you would expect from a scooter that has a 800 watt motor with 1600 watts peak. It feels almost like a Speedway Mini 4 Pro to me. But the problem is that the suspension in combination with these full tires, it's just so uncomfortable, man. Like, it's so rattly. Look here. It's way less comfortable than a sharing scooter. I mean, for real, bro. It's really not something I would like to use daily. And it's not the matter that it has these, you know, wide round tires. They just need some getting used to, and they're actually quite fun to ride around if they would be pneumatic. But because they're full, like, there's just so much danger in those, and they're just so uncomfortable. So even on a really nice smooth surface like here, I still feel a lot of vibration. And even though, and this is the worst part. And if this cobblestone would be wet, you're just randomly turning, actually like now, because the tire just throws you off in one or the other direction. And this just hurts. And you would think that these sort of tires these sort of suspension would help you in bigger bumps, and actually it doesn't, because it's just so hard, and the travel, even though you feel it now, I feel like it's so weird. The full tires just make it sadly uncomfortable. So now we have also Taju here.
Hello.
And you know, I know that I can be biased about, you know, full tires, and I really don't like them, but as a person who
biased when it comes to wide tires, I'm not.
Yeah.
I did 1700 kilometers on my 08X,
yeah,
on wide wheel. I freaking love wide wheel. I'm a huge fan, and I'm surprised by this scooter. It's not better than the 08X, that's for sure.
Yeah, sure. How do you like the comfort?
Well, comfort is comparable to mine. Well, mine has slightly better, how do you call it, shocks?
A lot better.
A lot better shocks. These are not, again, expected worse. We did the right, this is my usual road to work.
Yeah.
So, and there is a lot of bumps on it, and I didn't feel it. Like, it wasn't bad. Surprisingly good acceleration for 800 watt single motor. Actually, when we did the comparison test with mine on single motor This one was faster, but it's also, I think,
Just at the beginning, yeah.
it's I think it's 10 kilograms lighter than mine. Like, I think it's a difference of the motor cost. It looks good, and it's terribly overpriced. From what I heard, it's not worth the money. You can have the same for the same amount of money. You can have 08X.
Yeah, but we don't have like the full pricing yet on the Heroes, like straight from China. So yeah, you know, we'll have to look into that.
But again, I'd be to choose between those two, I would pick this one without any thought.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks, Sergio. When it comes to the handlebar, it's actually, I think, the same as on the TechLive X6/009. It does, you know, get loose over time and start to move a bit. Then you need to just screw it in more tightly, and then it's really sturdy. But you know, this mechanism just get loose over time. It's the thing with every handlebar pretty much that works in this way with the screw-in things. It does have a bell, which is cool, and the regular Chinese QSS4 screen that you see pretty much everywhere with the various settings. With cruise control, you can, you know, set it up to be really fast accelerating, or, you know, just accelerate in a slower pace, soft start. You can set up the regenerative brake. Well, you can set up everything here. I just don't screw that screw because I lost it somewhere, and you can see the voltage. And you know how many kilometers I've done on it. 113 already? Oh, that's a lot. So in terms of range, I did a singular range test on the scooter, got around 27 kilometers, which is totally what I would expect from a scooter with this size of battery. The range test was, you know, sort of riding fast and slow. It was in the rain, so that's absolutely normal. I think you could get it up to maybe 35 if you drive slowly, maybe even 40 if you drive super carefully, but you know, I just rode the scooter as I would ride it every day. Not too fast, not too slow, just a regular wrong way range test. Grips move, but that's just a small thing. And maybe one thing I would, you know, like to change on both of the scooters, the S9 and the S8, is this locking mechanism here. Well, you can, like, if you don't tighten it hard enough, the handlebar just goes down ever so slightly, very slowly, and you don't even notice that unless it's like 5 or 10 centimeters lower. So it's really hard to get a lot of leverage on this part here because it's just so short. I mean, if this part would be longer, then this would be cooler. Just lock it. Okay. And then still probably at some point this will go down. Maybe some additional, you know, things that pop out here would just lock the steering column in place, and yeah, that would be it. So overall, like in terms of comfort, in terms of, you know, the whole package you get here, I gotta say it's actually really uncomfortable to ride this scooter on any type of surface. Even if you go on asphalt, it's just all the time vibration. I don't know what is the, you know, matter with that. I think it's the tire combination and the suspension. It just doesn't work. It's really bad actually to ride the scooter on asphalt really fast. I would probably just ride the scooter like 20-30 kilometers an hour to keep it a bit more comfortable, but even then I don't really like it. So shouldn't go off-road on the scooter. You shouldn't go in rain on the scooter. You shouldn't go with this scooter on pavement because you will lose your teeth. So there's not really any, you know, major key differentiation on the scooter that would lead me to say to you that, you know, I recommend the scooter to you, because there's actually not. I mean, unless you really love the design and you want to put it somewhere and just ride in nice weather, and, you know, just you don't need the comfort, and you just want to have, you know, tires that will never break, they will never deflate. You want to have a scooter with really low maintenance, then, and, you know, with cool LEDs, then yes. But other than that, it's a no from me. I mean, the S9 is a different story, but this scooter for $1,400, as you can see on the US dealer page, like, yeah, I can't really recommend it. But for $1,400 for the version with the bigger battery. Thing I forgot to say, when it comes to charging, regular charger, as you get everywhere, 2 amps. So around 7 hours for a full charge. There's no second charge port. I don't know about any fast charging possibilities. This has been the Hero S9 S8 scooter. And if you're still here, leave a like on the video, subscribe to see more content like this. I'll see you in the next video. See you soon.